Japan is known for its beautiful nature, such as Mount Fuji and cherry blossoms, as well as traditional arts, architecture, and delicious Japanese cuisine like sushi, udon, and tempura. Additionally, manga and anime are incredibly popular with fans worldwide. There are also cutting-edge technologies and unique Japanese culture to discover, so you can look forward to surprising and exciting experiences every day in Japan. However, in Japan, which may be filled with unknowns, you might unintentionally break rules. Let's learn about Japan through this video to ensure a safe and enjoyable life in Japan. Traffic rules vary from one country to another. In Japan, you must follow Japanese traffic rules. In Japan, pedestrians walk on the right, while vehicles and bicycles follow the left side of the road as a basic rule. The meaning of traffic signals: green means go, while red and yellow means stop. Even when the green light is blinking, it means stop. Roads are divided into roadways for vehicles and sidewalks for pedestrians. Pedestrians should use the sidewalk when walking along the road. In places without a sidewalk, walk on the right side of the road. Roads are used not only by pedestrians, but also by bicycles and vehicles. To prevent accidents, pedestrians must also follow traffic rules. Crossing the road where there is no pedestrian crossing is dangerous. Refrain from doing so. Absolutely do not cross at locations with a no pedestrian crossing sign. When crossing the road, even if it means taking a detour, use traffic lights or pedestrian crossings. In addition to pedestrian crossings, there are also pedestrian overpasses and underground passages. Use these where available. When the crossing alarm starts ringing at a railroad crossing, it indicates that a train is approaching. No matter how rushed you are, never enter the crossing when the alarm is ringing or when the barriers are lowering. When the alarm is ringing or the barriers are lowering, do not enter the crossing. Wait for the train to pass. Walking at night in dark-colored clothing, such as black, makes you difficult to see by drivers, which is very dangerous. When walking at night, wear bright colors such as white or yellow, or attach reflective materials to your clothing or belongings to ensure you are visible to drivers. Avoid walking in the roadway or standing there. It's dangerous. For instance, even if there's a beautiful view, do not stop in the roadway to take photos. In general, bicycles should ride in the leftmost part of the roadway. Pedestrians have priority of sidewalks. When bicycles use sidewalks, they should ride slowly on the side closer to the roadway. Additionally, wearing a helmet is mandatory while cycling. Riding with a passenger is prohibited. Riding side by side is not allowed. Ride a bicycle alone. When riding with other bicycles, ride in a single file. Riding a bicycle at night without lights makes you hard to see for drivers, which is very dangerous. For safety, use bicycle lights when riding at night. Entering an intersection without checking is very dangerous. Bicycles must obey traffic signs just like cars. At intersections with stop signs, be sure to come to a complete stop and check for safety in both directions. Never drive after drinking alcohol. It's absolutely prohibited. Do not use a mobile phone or open an umbrella while driving. Vehicles in Japan drive on the left side of the road. When driving near pedestrians or bicycles, be sure to drive slowly. To drive a car in Japan, you must have a driver's license. To drive a car in Japan, you must have one of the following licenses. 1. Japanese driver's license. 2. International driver's license. Only the international driver's license, defined by the Geneva Convention, an international agreement between countries, is valid. 3. A foreign driver's license, along with a document that translated into Japanese at an embassy or other official institution. This is only possible for those with a driver's license from Switzerland, Germany, France, Belgium, Monaco, or Taiwan. To obtain a Japanese driver's license, you have two options. 1. Take the Japanese driver's license test to obtain a Japanese driver's license. 2. Change from a foreign driver's license to a Japanese driver's license. For more information, please check the National Police Agency website or contact the Driver's License Center in your prefecture. Do not drive without carrying your driver's license. When driving a car, you must carry your driver's license. If a police officer requests it, you must show your driver's license. Do not ride in a car without wearing a seatbelt. Both drivers and passengers in a car must wear seatbelts. The meaning of traffic signals can differ from country to country. In Japan, when the signal is red, you must not proceed straight or turn left or right. When the traffic light is red, come to a stop and do not proceed. However, there is an exception. If a blue arrow signal is displayed along with the red signal, you must proceed only in the direction indicated by the arrow. If you've been drinking, absolutely do not drive. Do not ride in a car driven by someone who has consumed alcohol, and refrain from asking an intoxicated person to drive. Do not lend your car to someone who has been drinking, and do not encourage someone who is driving to drink. Also, do not use a mobile phone while driving. Observing traffic rules not only ensures your safety, but also the safety of those around you. Let's adhere to traffic rules and live safely. In daily life, there are rules and customs that must be followed. We will introduce rules and customs related to daily life. In Japan, household garbage is placed in designated areas for collection. The rules for garbage disposal are determined by each city or municipality. Not following the rules for garbage disposal can not only result in non-collection, but also cause inconvenience to your neighbors. Always dispose of your garbage according to the rules of your city or municipality. Do not dispose of garbage without sorting it by type. When disposing of garbage, it must be sorted by type. Garbage is categorized into burnable, non-burnable, recyclable, and oversized items, among others. The method of sorting garbage varies by city or municipality, so be sure to dispose according to the rules of your place of residence. Do not dispose of garbage in places other than designated collection area. Do not dispose of garbage on days that are not designated for collection. Do not dispose of garbage at times when it's not allowed. The location, days, times, and method of garbage disposal for each type of garbage are determined by each city or municipality. Garbage is often collected on the morning of the designated collection day. Dispose of garbage in the designated location, on the designated day and time, and following the specified method. Some cities or municipalities require specific garbage bags that you may need to purchase from stores when disposing of garbage. Illegally dumping garbage in unauthorized locations is a crime and can result in penalties. For detailed information about garbage disposal, contact your city or municipal office. Some items cannot be disposed of as garbage. Air conditioners, televisions, refrigerators, washing machines, etc. must be recycled and cannot be disposed of as regular garbage. When replacing these items, you must apply for recycling either at the store where you purchase a new product or at the store where you dispose of the old one, and there may be associated fees. Japanese people are conscious of not making loud noises or speaking loudly as it can disturb others. Even if it doesn't bother you, loud noises can be a nuisance to your neighbors, so be mindful of the time and place. Even in your own home, making loud noises can be a nuisance to your neighbors. Making loud noises, watching TV, or listening to music at a high volume, singing or dancing at parties, or playing musical instruments can be disturbing to neighbors, so be cautious. Activities like doing laundry, vacuuming, or taking showers late at night or early in the morning can disturb people who are sleeping. Avoid making loud noises during these times. Making loud noises outdoors can disturb your neighbors and passerby. Avoid drinking alcohol or making a commotion in public places like streets. Dirtying public toilets can inconvenience others. Please use the restroom appropriately and strive to keep it clean. Do not throw toilet paper in the trash bin. Toilet paper is designed to be flushed in water. After use, always flush toilet paper down the toilet. Furthermore, to avoid causing toilet blockages, refrain from flushing any paper or items other than toilet paper down the toilet. Do not leave trash in the toilet. Toilets are not trash bins. Even toilets in shops and public places are used by many people. To ensure that the next person can use them comfortably, do not leave trash behind. Building good relations with neighbors is essential in daily life. Maintaining good relationships with your neighbors can help prevent troubles between residents. It also allows you to exchange information about the community and assist each other in case of disasters. Make it a habit to greet your neighbors regularly. Participate in community events like town cleanups and festivals. There are organizations that engage in activities to improve the livability and safety of your community, composed of residents living in the same area. These organizations are often called neighborhood associations or residents associations. The necessary funds for the activities will be covered by the members. Joining these associations can increase your opportunities for social interaction and cooperation in daily life and during emergencies. For details about their activities, contact your city or municipal office. By following the rules of daily life, let's build good relationships with those around us and live with peace of mind.
In places other than your own home, there are rules and customs that must be followed in your daily life. We will introduce the rules and customs in public facilities and public places. Onsen, hot springs, and public baths are communal bathing places used by many people. To avoid inconveniencing others, let's observe the bathing etiquette in Japan. You should not enter the bath wearing swimwear or underwear. In Japan, people do not wear anything when they enter the bath. In onsen and public baths, undress completely and enter the bath without any clothing. Do not put towels in the bath water because they can make the bath water dirty. Make sure not to put towels in the bath water. Do not use soap or shampoo in the bath because it can make the bath water dirty. Use soap and shampoo in the designated washing area. Trains and buses can get very crowded and people have limited space. Be mindful, as there are times when you may inadvertently inconvenience those around you without realizing it. Talking loudly or using your mobile phone on trains and buses is considered impolite and should be avoided. Playing music loudly with your headphones can disturb others on public transportation. It is not allowed to listen to music loudly on trains and buses. When the train or bus is crowded, carrying a backpack on your back can bump into others and be inconvenient. When public transportation is crowded, carry your backpack in front of you. Not only on the roads and parks, but also in open areas and shops where various people come and go, it is considered a public place. In these places, follow etiquette and avoid inconveniencing others. Do not litter or throw away cigarettes in public places. Discarded litter not only negatively affects the mood of those who witness it, but it can also lead to consequences such as penalties, environmental degradation, fires, accidents, and more. Additionally, disposing of waste outside designated areas is considered a crime and may result in legal consequences, as it is classified as illegal dumping. Even if you can't find a garbage bin immediately, Do not dispose of trash in unauthorized places. When there is no trash bin available, please take your garbage with you. Do not cut in line. Cutting in line not only inconveniences people around you, but can also lead to disputes. When there's a line, wait your turn and stand in the back. Generally, smoking indoors is not allowed. Smoking in outdoor public areas is also prohibited in many places. In Japan, smoking areas are designated for smokers. When smoking, use designated smoking areas and places where smoking is allowed. During your daily life, make sure to check whether you are causing any inconvenience to those around you. In case of illness or injury, it's important to know the types of medical facilities and how to find them so you can seek medical attention promptly. The choice of medical institution depends on the severity of your illness or injury. For common illnesses like colds or minor injuries, visit a clinic or general practitioner's office. When you have a serious illness or injury, please go to a comprehensive hospital. Different medical institutions specialize in different areas of medicine. Some of the common specialties include internal medicine, for treating colds and diseases of internal organs; surgery, for treating injuries and diseases requiring surgery; pediatrics, for treating illnesses in babies and children; orthopedics, for treating bones, joints, and muscles and related conditions; ophthalmology, for treating eye-related diseases; dentistry, for treating dental-related issues; obstetrics and gynecology, for treating diseases specific to women and providing support during pregnancy. Some medical institutions offer medical interpreters and cater to foreign languages. When searching for a medical institution, you can use the internet, consult your local municipal office, or contact an international exchange association in your area. Additionally, the Japan National Tourism Organization's website provides information on medical institutions in foreign languages. When you visit a medical institution, be sure to show your health insurance card. Presenting your health insurance card can reduce the cost of medical services. We will provide more information about health insurance in another section of this video. To ensure that you can calmly visit a medical institution when you are ill or injured, be sure to research it in advance. In times of emergency or disaster, it's important to be aware of emergency contact numbers, disaster preparedness, and evacuation procedures to protect yourself and those around you. The emergency phone number to dial varies from country to another. In Japan, if you need an ambulance urgently for sudden illness or injury, or if there's a fire and you need the fire department, dial 119. When you call 119 in Japan, the operator will ask, "Is this a medical emergency or a fire?" If it's a medical emergency, respond with medical emergency. If it's a fire, respond with fire. Afterward, the operator will ask for details such as the location, the situation, your name, and phone number. Answer the operator's questions. If you need the police to respond urgently to an incident or a traffic accident in Japan, dial 110. When you call 110 in Japan, the operator will ask, "Is this an incident or a traffic accident?" Respond accordingly. Afterward, the operator will ask for information about when, where, and what happened, as well as your name and phone number. Answer the operator's questions. Calling 119 or 110 for an ambulance, fire truck, or the police in Japan is free of charge. In emergencies, don't hesitate to make the call. If you're unable to make the call yourself, ask someone nearby for help. Public telephones in Japan allow you to make emergency calls for free, so remember this. Japan experiences various types of disasters frequently. Major disasters include the following: typhoons and heavy rain. Strong winds and heavy rainfall occur. Typhoons and heavy rain can lead to overflowing rivers and landslides. Earthquakes. The ground shakes. Earthquakes can cause buildings to collapse and fires. Tsunamis. Due to earthquakes, the sea level rises, creating large waves that inundate coastal areas. Tsunamis don't stop at the shorelines and can surge well beyond, breaching levees. Volcanic eruptions. High-temperature rocks, gases, ashes, and more erupt from volcanoes. As of 2023, Japan has 111 active volcanoes. Disasters can strike at any time and anywhere. To protect yourself from disasters, it's essential to be prepared. Prepare enough food, water, batteries, flashlights, and first aid supplies for 3 days to 1 week. Packing these items in a backpack is convenient because you can grab it quickly and have both hands free during evacuation. Hazard maps, which indicate places prone to disaster and evacuation locations, are available. You can view hazard maps at your local municipal office and other places. Use hazard maps to identify dangerous areas and evacuation spots in advance. Participate in local disaster preparedness and evacuation drills to learn how to respond during a disaster. When a disaster occurs, or when you perceive your current location is unsafe, seek shelter immediately. During typhoons or heavy rain, there's a risk of people being swept away near the sea or rivers. Additionally, areas near mountains and cliffs can be dangerous due to falling rocks and soil during such weather. During typhoons or heavy rain, avoid approaching these areas. If you are indoors during an earthquake in Japan, first take cover under a table or desk to protect yourself. After the shaking stops, turn off gas and stoves to prevent fires. If you are outdoors during an earthquake, protect your head with a bag or similar item and evacuate to a safe open area. After a major earthquake, there may be a risk of tsunami. If you're near the sea or river during an earthquake, move to higher ground immediately. Tsunamis can occur multiple times, so avoid approaching the sea or river until tsunami warnings or advisories are lifted. When evacuating your home, be sure to turn off gas and stoves, as well as the circuit breaker before leaving. If you're unsure where to evacuate during an emergency, ask a local Japanese resident for guidance. Japan Meteorological Agency provides information on weather, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes, and more in various languages on their website. Additionally, you can receive information through television, radio, the internet, smartphone apps, and other means. Emergencies and disasters can happen at any time. Please research in advance on what to do when a danger occurs.
In order to live in Japan and receive administrative services, you must correctly complete immigration procedures and address registration. Failure to complete these procedures may result in penalties, deportation, or the cancellation of your residency status. We will explain immigration procedures and address registration. We will also provide information about residence cards and My Number cards, so please remember these details. Foreign residents living in Japan have specific activities they can engage in and a predetermined duration for their stay in Japan. Foreign nationals can reside in Japan with a resident status. The period during which one can stay in Japan is referred to as a period of stay. The resident status and period of stay are determined through immigration procedures. It is not permissible to engage in activities beyond one's own resident status without undergoing immigration procedures, and it is also not allowed to stay in Japan beyond the authorized period of stay for the granted resident status. It's essential to always remember the activities allowed by your resident status and your period of stay. The residence card serves as an identification card for foreign nationals living in Japan. It contains information such as your name, nationality, residence status, period of stay, and more. With the exception of tourists, foreign nationals with a period of stay longer than 3 months are issued a residence card by immigration authorities. Individuals aged 16 and above must carry their residence card at all times. Do not lend or deposit your card with others. If immigration or police officers ask to see your residence card, you must show it. Additionally, you will need your residence card for procedures at city, ward, and town offices, as well as when making contracts in Japan. If you lose your residence card or it becomes damaged, you must apply for a replacement from immigration within 14 days. Please check the immigration website for required documents and more details. You cannot engage in activities other than those permitted under your residence status or stay in Japan beyond your approved period. In the following situations, you must apply to immigration for permission. If you plan to stay in Japan beyond your current period of stay, apply for extension of period of stay before your current period expires. If you intend to change your activities to those not covered by your current resident status, apply for change of resident status before starting the new activities. If a child is born in Japan, report the birth to the local city, ward, or town office within 14 days and apply to immigration for acquisition of resident status within 30 days of the birth.
The following items are required for application: passport, residence card, photo, application form, and documentation of activities.
Activity-specific documents are determined based on your residence status.
For more information, please check the Immigration Services Agency's website.
Certain resident statuses prohibit employment activities. Individuals with resident statuses such as student or family stay are not allowed to engage in employment. Even for those with resident statuses permitting work, it is essential to note that you cannot engage in activities jobs that differ from those allowed under your specific residence status. If you wish to work part-time or engage in activities, work, different from those permitted under your status of residence, please apply for permission to engage in activities other than those permitted under the status of residence at the Immigration Bureau before you start working. Once permission is granted, you may work within the scope and conditions specified in the approval.
For more information on what is required to apply for a permit to engage in activity other than that permitted under the status of residence, please refer to the Immigration Services Agency's website.
When departing Japan, your residence status and period of stay will be invalidated. However, there's a system that allows you to re-enter Japan while maintaining your current residence status and period of stay if you intend to engage in the same activities.
If you plan to return to Japan within 1 year and possess a passport and residence card, you do not need to obtain a re-entry permit before heading to the airport or seaport. When departing Japan, at the immigration counter in airports or seaports, it is necessary to fill out the required information for the re-entry record, present your passport and residence card, and present your passport and residence card, and inform the authorities of your intention to return to Japan.
Within 1 year of departure, you can re-enter Japan while retaining your current residence status and period of stay. After 1 year of departure, or if your period of stay expires within 1 year, please be aware that you may not be able to re-enter Japan. If you plan to return to Japan beyond 1 year of departure, apply for a re-entry permit from the Immigration Bureau before leaving Japan. If approved, you can re-enter Japan within the scope of your period of stay, which can last up to 5 years, while maintaining your current residence status. If you do not intend to return to Japan after departing, you must return your residence card to the immigration authorities.
When leaving Japan, hand over your residence card at the immigration counter at the airport or seaport.
If you fail to re-enter within the allowed period, send your residence card to the immigration authorities by mail.
For detailed information about applying for a re-entry permit and returning your residence card, please refer to the Immigration Services Agency's website.
Those with a residence status for work or as students must notify the Immigration Bureau if their affiliated company, organization, or school changes. Notification is also required if there are changes in the name, location, closure, or termination of affiliation with the company, organization, or school. If a person with marriage status divorces his or her spouse, or if the spouse dies, he or she must notify the immigration office of this fact.
These notifications can be made via postal mail or the internet. For detailed information, please refer to the Immigration Services Agency's website.
Deportation is a system under which foreigners who violate the law are forced to leave Japan. For example, the following situations are subject to deportation proceedings. Remaining in Japan even for 1 day beyond the period of stay. Engaging in activities other than what is permitted by your residence status without going through immigration procedures or making others engage in such activities. Using someone else's residence card or lending your own residence card to others. Receiving certain criminal penalties. Receiving a guilty verdict on violating drug-related laws. The severity of the sentence does not matter. It applies even to fines or suspended sentences. Note that the possession of marijuana and related activities are illegal in Japan. Generally, Individuals who are deported are not allowed to re-enter Japan for a period of either 5 or 10 years. If you receive certain criminal penalties or are deported due to violating drug-related laws, you are generally not allowed to re-enter Japan. Cancellation of resident status is a system where resident status is revoked if certain activities related to the granted status are not performed for a specified period while in Japan. If your resident status is cancelled, you must leave Japan. For example, the following situations are subject to cancellation of resident status. If individuals holding a resident status for work or study remain in Japan for 3 months or more without engaging in activities corresponding to their resident status after resigning from their affiliated company, organization, or school, there may be implications for their residency status. If an individual with a resident status based on marriage remains in Japan for 6 months or more without engaging in activities corresponding to their resident status after getting divorced or in the event of the death of their spouse, there may be implications for their residency status. For individuals holding a residence card, failing to report a change of address for more than 90 days. Individuals with a residence card must register their address with the municipal office of their city, ward, or town. Failure to register your address can lead to a lack of access to adequate administrative services, so be sure to register. Upon entering Japan with a new landing permission, individuals are required to submit a change of residence notification to the municipal office of the city, ward, or town within 14 days after determining their address. If you are moving, the procedure may vary depending on your new location. If you are moving to a different city, ward, or town, please submit a moving out notification to the municipal office of the area where you have been residing before the relocation. After moving, please submit a change of residence notification to the municipal office of the new city, ward, or town within 14 days from the date of your move. If you move within the same city, ward, or town, please submit a change of address notification to the municipal office of the area where you are currently residing within 14 days from the date of your move. If you are moving to another country, such as returning to your home country, please submit a moving out notification to the municipal office of the area where you have been residing before the relocation. When making these notifications, be sure to bring your residence card. If you have not yet received your residence card, you should bring your passport. For detailed information about these notifications, please check the municipal office's website. Additionally, when moving, apart from notifying the municipal office, you will also need to notify service providers such as electricity, gas, water, and telephone companies of your change of address. For more information, please check the respective company's website. Both Japanese and foreign residents who have registered their address in Japan are assigned a unique number called My Number. This number is unique to each individual. Once your address in Japan is determined, you will receive a My Number notification by postal mail. Your My Number will be written on this notification. My Number is required in various situations, including when receiving pensions or child-rearing allowances, when receiving medical services, when sending money abroad or receiving money from abroad, when opening a bank account. It is convenient to create a My Number card in advance for when it is needed. The My Number card is an IC chip-equipped card with your My Number printed on it. The My Number card can be used not only as proof of your My Number, but also to obtain a copy of your residential certificate at convenience stores and for some administrative services available on the internet. To obtain a My Number card, you must apply at the municipal office of your residence. After moving, you can apply for it together with your change of residence form. The initial application is free of charge. After receiving the My Number card, if there are changes to your name, address, etc., you will need to update the card at the municipal office of your residence. The validity of the My Number card is the same as the expiration date on your period of stay. If you extend your period of stay, you will need to update the My Number card's expiration date at the municipal office of your residence. If you apply for a period of stay extension or change of residence status and the result is not available before the expiration date of your My Number card, you will still need to update the card's expiration date. For more information about the My Number card, visit the My Number card comprehensive website or check the municipal office's website for your city, ward, or town. To avoid forgetting the necessary applications and notifications, make sure to thoroughly understand the rules of immigration and address changes. In Japan, there's a system known as the healthcare insurance system. It's a system where individuals pay monthly insurance premiums, which reduces the amount they need to pay out of pocket when they seek medical care for injuries or illnesses. All individuals residing in Japan, regardless of nationality, are required to enroll in this system. There are several types of healthcare insurance available, and the specific insurance one joins depends on their occupation and the company they work for. Here, we will explain health insurance and national health insurance. Enrollment in the health insurance system is for individuals who work for companies and meet conditions such as working for 20 hours or more per week, as well as for their family members residing in Japan. Even if one works for 20 hours or more per week, students are not eligible for enrollment. To enroll in the health insurance system, individuals need to complete the application process through their employing company. Once enrolled in the health insurance system, individuals are required to pay insurance premiums. The insurance premiums for health insurance are split evenly between the enrollee and the employing company. Enrollee contributions are automatically deducted from their salary by the company, requiring no special procedures. Upon enrollment in health insurance, individuals receive a health insurance card. When seeking medical treatment for injuries or illnesses, presenting this health insurance card reduces the out-of-pocket expenses. Additionally, being enrolled in health insurance may provide financial benefits in certain situations. For example, these benefits could apply to high medical expenses, childbirth, cases where injuries, illnesses, or childbirth result in insufficient income due to time off work. For further details regarding health insurance, individuals are advised to consult with their employing company. Enrollment in national health insurance is applicable to individuals not affiliated with a company, those with limited working hours rendering them ineligible for health insurance, and those who are not employed. Despite its name, foreign residents with valid status of residence are also obliged to enroll in the national health insurance. To enroll in national health insurance, individuals need to complete the application process at the local municipal office where they reside. Once enrolled in national health insurance, individuals are required to pay insurance premiums. The insurance premiums for national health insurance must be personally paid by the enrollee at their local municipal office. Payment of insurance premiums is obligatory. Failure to pay may result in property seizure. Hence, it's essential to ensure accurate and timely payments. Upon enrollment in national health insurance, individuals receive a health insurance card. Presenting this health insurance card when seeking medical treatment for injuries or illnesses reduces the expenses payable to medical facilities. Furthermore, enrollment in national health insurance may entitle individuals to financial benefits in specific situations. For example, these benefits could apply to high medical expenses, childbirth. In the event that an individual enrolled in national health insurance relocates to a different municipality, it's necessary to complete a withdrawal procedure at the former municipal office and an enrollment procedure at the new municipal office. Additionally, if an individual newly enrolls in health insurance due to reasons such as employment, a withdrawal procedure for national health insurance is required. Conversely, if an individual enrolled in health insurance becomes ineligible due to reasons such as leaving their job, an enrollment procedure for national health insurance is necessary. For detailed information about national health insurance, individuals are advised to contact the municipal office in the municipality where they reside. Preparations are underway to transition from the health insurance card to using the My Number card as the My Number insurance card starting from December 2024. In order to live comfortably in Japan, health insurance is very important. Check which insurance applies to you and complete the procedures.
Japan has a pension system. It is a system where individuals receive regular and continuous payments when they reach a certain age or when they have disabilities due to illness or injury by paying monthly insurance premiums. Individuals living in Japan of a certain age are required to join the system, regardless of their nationality. The pension system includes national pension and employees' pension insurance. Depending on factors such as a person's job, the company they work for, and their age, they may enroll in either one or both. Here, we will explain national pension and employees' pension insurance separately. Everyone in Japan aged 20 to 59 is required to enroll in the national pension. Despite its name, foreign individuals meeting certain conditions, such as a residence period exceeding 3 months, are also obliged to enroll in the national pension system. National pension participants are divided into 3 categories. Be mindful that the methods of enrollment and payment of premiums vary depending on the category of the enrollee. Category 1. Insured. This category includes people who are not affiliated with a company, those with limited working hours who do not fall into Category 2, and individuals who are not employed. Category 1 insured individuals enroll only in the national pension. The enrollment procedure is conducted at the municipal office where they reside. Insurance premiums can be paid using a payment slip, National Pension Insurance Premium Payment Notice, sent by the Japan Pension Service through financial institutions, post offices, convenience stores, etc. Payment of insurance premiums is obligatory. Failure to pay may result in property seizure, so be sure to make payments correctly. People who find it difficult to pay premiums due to low income or other reasons may be exempted from payment through a specific procedure. Those in need should consult their municipal office or pension office. Category 2. Insured. Category 2 insured individuals work for a company and meet conditions like working for 20 hours or more per week. Category 2 insured individuals enroll in both the national pension and employees' pension insurance. The enrollment procedure is conducted by the company. Category 2 insured individuals do not need to pay national pension premiums if they pay employees' pension insurance premiums. Category 3 insured. Category 3 insured individuals are spouses residing in Japan who are financially supported by Category 2 insured individuals. Category 3 insured individuals enroll only in the national pension. The enrollment procedure is conducted through the company where the spouse is employed. Category 3 insured individuals are not required to pay national pension premiums. Each person who enrolls in the pension system is assigned a unique basic pension number. When enrolling in the pension system, you will receive a basic pension number notification. Furthermore, your basic pension number is written on it. The basic pension number notification is required when receiving pension payments, among other situations. If it is lost, you can request a replacement at your local city, ward, or town office, or at the pension office. National pension subscribers are eligible for various types of pensions, including basic old age pension. Individuals who have contributed for a total of 10 years or more, including periods where contributions were not required, can receive the basic old age pension from the age of 65. The amount of pension you can receive depends on factors such as the period of contribution. Basic disability pension. Subscribers to the national pension who have disabilities due to illness or injury are eligible to receive this pension. This benefit is not limited to seniors. The amount of pension you can receive is determined by the severity of the disability. Additionally, there are cases where the family of a national pension subscriber can receive a pension in the event of the subscriber's passing. For detailed information about the national pension, please inquire at your local city, ward, or town office or the pension office. The welfare pension insurance is for individuals working for a company, meeting conditions such as working at least 20 hours per week, and being under 69 years of age. The enrollment procedure will be conducted by the company. The insurance premium is split equally between the subscriber and the company. The subscriber's portion of the insurance premium is deducted from their salary by the company, so there is no need for a special procedure. Welfare pension insurance subscribers can receive various types of pensions, including basic old age pension. Individuals who have been enrolled in the welfare pension insurance and have contributed for a total of 10 years or more, including periods where contributions were not required, can receive the basic old age pension from the age of 65. The amount of pension you can receive is determined by factors such as the period of contribution and the amount paid. Basic disability pension. Subscribers to the welfare pension insurance who have disabilities due to illness or injury are eligible to receive this pension. This benefit is not limited to seniors. The amount of pension you can receive is determined by the severity of the disability. Additionally, there are cases where the family of a welfare pension insurance subscriber can receive a pension in the event of the subscriber's passing. For detailed information about the welfare pension insurance, please inquire at your local city, ward, or town office, or the pension office. Foreigners who have paid pension premiums and are concluding their activities in Japan to depart the country can claim a lump sum withdrawal payments. To be eligible for a lump sum withdrawal payments, you must meet conditions such as a total contribution period of less than 10 years, having contributed for at least 6 months, and making the claim within 2 years of leaving your address in Japan. To claim a lump sum withdrawal payments, please send a claim form by mail to the Japan Pension Service. If you receive a lump sum withdrawal payments, all records of your participation in the national pension or welfare pension insurance during your stay in Japan will be erased. Consider carefully whether to receive the lump sum withdrawal payments or wait until you reach the eligible age to receive a pension in Japan. For more detailed information about the lump sum withdrawal payments, please contact the Japan Pension Service. The pension system is a societal support system to prepare for an unpredictable future. Check which pension applies to you and complete the procedures.
Japan has a tax system. Even foreigners who earn money in Japan, reside in Japan, or buy things in Japan are generally required to pay taxes in Japan. There are various types of taxes. Here, we will explain income tax, residence tax, and consumption tax, respectively. Income tax is the tax paid by those who earn money in Japan. The amount of income tax is determined by factors such as the amount earned from January 1st to December 31st and the number of family members you support. People living in Japan may also be subject to income tax or money earned abroad. Furthermore, tax treaties between one's home country and Japan may result in lower income tax. For more details, please check with the tax office. To pay income tax, you need to create documents that specify the amount you earned and the corresponding income tax and submit them to the tax office. This procedure is called tax return. However, depending on one's job or the company they work for, individuals can be divided into those who are not required to file a tax return and those who are required to do so. Individuals who do not need to file a tax return. In most cases, employees who receive salaries from their companies do not need to file tax returns because the company deducts income tax from their salaries and pays it on their behalf. This deduction of income tax from salaries by the company is called withholding tax. Additionally, companies settle income tax with December salaries. This is referred to as year-end adjustment. Individuals who need to file a tax return. People who work independently without belonging to a company need to file tax returns. People who receive their salary from a company but have additional sources of income or have not undergone year-end tax adjustments need to file a tax return. Tax returns must be filed between February 16th and March 15th at the tax office. If you plan to conclude your activities in Japan and depart the country, be sure to file a tax return before leaving Japan. For more details regarding income tax, please inquire at the tax office or your employer. Residence tax is the tax paid by individuals who had a registered address in Japan on January 1st or a given year. The amount of residence tax is determined by factors such as the income earned from January 1st to December 31st of the previous year and the number of family members you support. To pay residence tax, you must prepare documents specifying your income and the corresponding residence tax amount and submit them to the municipal office of the city, ward, or town where you lived on January 1st. This procedure is called residence tax declaration. However, individuals who have undergone year-end adjustment or filed a tax return generally do not need to make a residence tax declaration. There are two methods of residence tax payment: special collection and ordinary collection. The choice between these methods depends on your occupation and the company you work for. Special collection. In most cases, employees who receive salaries from their companies have residence tax withheld by the company and paid on their behalf. This payment method is called special collection. Ordinary collection. Individuals who work independently without belonging to a company or who work for small companies not subject to special collection must pay resident tax to the municipal office of the city, ward, or town themselves. This payment method is called ordinary collection. Regarding residence tax, there are additional points to note. Regardless of whether it's special or ordinary collection, residence tax is paid in a fixed number of installments starting in June. Furthermore, since it's a tax paid by individuals who had a registered address in Japan on January 1st of the year, even if you leave Japan after January 2nd and no longer have an address in Japan, you are still required to pay residence tax for that year. If individuals who have been paying residence tax through special collection leave their company, they must either pay the remaining residence tax to the company before leaving or switch to ordinary collection and pay it after leaving the company. If you plan to depart from Japan, you need to either pay the outstanding residence tax in full before leaving or designate a tax payment agent who will handle the tax procedures on your behalf and submit the necessary documents to the municipal office of the city, ward, or town. Payment of taxes, such as income tax and residence tax, is a legal obligation. Please ensure the accurate filing and payment of your taxes, as any inaccuracies may result in an increased tax liability. For more information regarding residence tax, please inquire at the municipal office of your city, ward, or town, or your employer. Consumption tax is a tax paid by individuals when purchasing goods or receiving services. Consumption tax is paid along with the money when buying goods or receiving services. There are no special procedures required to pay consumption tax. The consumption tax rate is 8% for food and non-alcoholic beverages purchased at stores. For other items and services, the rate is 10%. In addition to what we introduced today, there are various types of taxes. Learn how to pay them and ensure you don't forget.
In Japan, there are various laws in place to protect workers. To work in Japan with confidence, it is essential to understand the systems and rules related to employment. In this context, we will explain essential knowledge for employment, including bank accounts, job search methods, and rules regarding salary and working hours. In Japan, most companies pay salaries by depositing money into their employees' bank accounts. Besides receiving salaries, bank accounts are also used for sending money abroad or receiving money from overseas. When opening a bank account, you need to apply for account opening at a bank. The documents required for opening a bank account include a passport, residence card, personal seal, hanko, employee ID, or student ID, among others. After opening a bank account, if there are changes in your address, resident status, duration of stay, or employment, you must notify the bank. If you no longer need to use your bank account, such as when leaving Japan, follow the procedure for closing the account at the bank. It is a crime to give or sell your bank account, cash card, or passbook to others. You must never do this. Receiving or buying these items from others is also a crime. There's a government office called Hello Work. Public Employment Security Office, in various locations in Japan where you can search for jobs for free. At Hello Work, it not only helps you find a job, but also introduces you to a job and provides free job search assistance. Some Hello Work offices have interpreters, and there are Hello Work offices where you can get phone consultations in foreign languages. You can find information on foreign worker employment support on the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare website. When searching for jobs, make sure to confirm whether the job aligns with your resident status and falls within the scope of your permission for activities outside your qualifications. Once you secure a job, you will enter into a contract with the company. This contract is called a labor contract. It is also referred to as an employment contract. There are various types of employment arrangements. The type of employment is determined by the contract. Regular employee works full-time for the same company. Dispatched employee contracts with the dispatch agency and works for different companies. The salary is paid by the dispatch agency. Contract employee. The contract specifies the duration of employment. Each contract lasts for a maximum of 3 years. Part-time employee. Works fewer hours than regular employees. Outsourcing and subcontracting. Not an employee of the company. Works on tasks outsourced by the company. The money received from the company is not a salary, but rather payment for the work. The rules that protect individuals receiving a salary and working do not apply. When entering into an employment contract, the company must communicate the rules for employment. Check if the following information is in the contract documents. Duration of the contract. Whether you can enter into a new contract after the current one ends. Where and what work you will be doing. Your working hours, including start and end times and days off. Your salary amount, payment schedule, and method. When and how the employment contract can be terminated. There are certain things that should not be included in employment contracts. Check that the following terms are not in the contract documents. How much you must pay if you make mistakes or deviate from the contract. The company lending you money and deducting it from your monthly salary. The company making deductions from your salary for dormitories or travel without consulting you. After entering into the contract, if you discover that the work differs from what was agreed upon in the contract, you have the right to terminate the contract. If you encounter issues related to your job, consult the Labor Standards Office in your residing prefecture for the Foreign Workers Consultation Corner. In Japan, the minimum wage is determined by law. Salary amounts must be at least equal to or higher than the minimum wage. If the received salary is lower than the minimum wage, you can later claim the shortfall. The minimum wage varies depending on the prefecture and the nature of the job. You can check the minimum wage on the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare's minimum wage website. When starting a job, confirm whether your salary meets or exceeds the minimum wage. Generally, salaries are not paid for periods when you didn't work. However, if you are required to take time off from work due to company circumstances, the company must pay you an amount equivalent to at least 60% of the average wage for that period. This is called temporary leave allowance. There are rules regarding how salaries should be paid. There are also rules about how salaries are paid. Salaries must be paid in money. Salaries must be paid directly to the employee. Companies are not allowed to deduct salaries without authorization. However, deductions for taxes, health insurance, and other insurance premiums are legally permitted. Typically, these deductions are made from the salary. Salaries must be paid at least once a month on a regular basis. If you have questions about the minimum wage or how salaries are paid, consult the Labor Standards Office in your prefecture or the Foreign Workers Consultation Corner. Working hours should not exceed 8 hours per day and 40 hours per week. Companies must provide breaks during working hours. Breaks should be at least 45 minutes for those working more than 6 hours a day and at least 60 minutes for those working more than 8 hours a day. Companies must provide days off. Days off should be at least 1 day a week or 4 days in a 4-week period. There are paid annual leave days. You can take these days off and still receive your salary. To be eligible, you must have worked continuously for the same company for 6 months, and you must have attended work on at least 80% of your scheduled work days. Working more than 8 hours a day is referred to as beyond regular hours. It's also known as overtime. Working on days off that the company is obligated to provide is called holiday work. Companies must establish rules with their employees regarding the limits of overtime and holiday work. Companies are required to pay higher than normal wages for overtime and holiday work. Overtime wages are typically 25% or more above the normal wage. Holiday work wages are typically 35% or more above the normal wage. Nighttime work between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. is typically paid at 25% or more above the normal wage. Nighttime overtime work between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. is typically paid at 50% or more above the normal wage. The total of overtime and holiday work hours must not exceed 100 hours per month, regardless of the circumstances. Overtime work for the year must not exceed 720 hours. There are special leaves for childbirth and child-rearing. A company cannot demand employees to resign if they take time off. There are specific application deadlines, so it's best to consult with the company as soon as you know you need time off. Maternity and parental leave. Maternity leave that can be taken by women working in a company before their baby is born, and parental leave that must be taken after the baby is born. Maternity leave can begin as early as 6 weeks before the expected date of the baby's birth. For twins or more, maternity leave can start as early as 14 weeks before the expected date of the baby's birth. After the baby is born, you must take at least 8 weeks of leave. However, if more than 6 weeks have passed since the baby was born and the mother wishes to work, she can do so in a job approved by a doctor. During the leave, you won't receive a salary, but you can receive childbirth allowance from health insurance. Child care leave. It's a leave that both fathers and mothers can take to raise their children. You can take this leave until your child turns 1 year old. You can divide this leave into 2 periods. There is also post-birth paternal child care leave called paternity leave that allows fathers to take up to 4 weeks of leave within 8 weeks of the child's birth. This leave can also be divided into 2 periods. During the leave, you won't receive a salary, but if you work for more than 20 hours a week and are enrolled in employment insurance, you can receive child care leave benefits from employment insurance. Understanding these rules and working also contributes to protecting yourself. People who are working should make it a habit to review the rules whenever the situation changes. If you encounter difficulties while living in Japan, consider seeking assistance. Here are several places where you can seek assistance. The Foreign Resident Support Center, FRES, in Shinjuku-ku, Tokyo, is a facility where various governmental and related organizations gather to support foreign residents living in Japan. At FRES, there are numerous points of contact available for foreign residents to seek advice and assistance regarding life in Japan. For instance, you can seek advice on the following matters: resident status related inquiries, employment related inquiries, human rights related inquiries, visa related inquiries, legal inquiries. By visiting the General Information Desk, you will be directed to the appropriate point of contact based on the nature of your inquiry. They also provide assistance in various foreign languages. FRES offers the following benefits. Consultations are provided for free. You can seek assistance without disclosing your name. Online consultations are available. Various services for addressing a range of concerns are conveniently located on a single floor. Please also utilize local consultation services in the community. You can find information about the locations, hours of operation, and languages supported by consultation centers on the Foreign Residents Support Portal website at this URL: https://www.go.jp/support/portal/general_information.html. When facing difficulties, instead of attempting to resolve them alone, it is essential to seek assistance. Being able to speak Japanese will make your life in Japan smoother. Let's aim to communicate in Japanese and be able to live in Japan by progressing with your Japanese language learning. Here, we introduce the website Tsunahiro, where you can learn Japanese and local Japanese language classes in the area. The Agency for Cultural Affairs provides a Japanese language learning website called Tsunahiro, officially known as Tsunadaru Hirogaru Nihongo de no Kurashi. For foreigners who wish to learn Japanese, Tsunahiro is the website where foreigners living in Japan can study basic Japanese to communicate and live in Japan. Depending on your Japanese language level and the situations you want to learn about, you can choose content tailored to your needs. The available situations include shopping, banking, using trains, and dealing with government offices, among others. It accommodates various skill levels, making it accessible for beginners as well. You can access the Tsunahiro website through this URL: https://tsunadaru.jp.bunka.go.jp/support/general Study Japanese with Tsunahiro and try using it in your daily life. To learn Japanese, it's a good idea to attend local Japanese language classes. You can study Japanese alongside people living in the same town. Local government offices and organizations like international exchange associations offer Japanese language classes. Some are free to join. Classes are often held once or twice a week, with each session lasting 1 to 2 hours. When searching for local Japanese language classes, inquire at your local city or town hall. Here, we introduce video interviews with foreigners who have learned Japanese. Listen to the stories of people living in Japan and imagine how you can shape your own life. Question 1. How many years have you been in Japan?
はい、1年8ヶ月経ちました。
Question 2. What kind of work do you do in Japan?
私は新聞小学生として日本に来ました。今、日本語学校に通いながら新聞配達のアルバイトをしています。雨の日も雪の日も決まった時間に新聞をお客様に、届ける大事な仕事です。
Question 3. Why did you decide to learn Japanese?
高校時代、インターネットで日本の、女子高生を見たのがきっかけです。彼女の制服姿が可愛くて、日本のファッションに興味を持ちました。日本のファッションについて勉強するために日本に留学したいと思ったので日本語を勉強しました。
Question 4. How did you go about learning Japanese?
ベトナムにいる時には、話すチャンスがあまりなかったので日本に来て、発音が、難しくなかなか理解してもらえませんでした。だから習った日本語をできるだけ使って、話す練習をしました。新聞配達で出会う日本人のお客様だけじゃなくてアルバイト先の同僚や日本語学校のいろいろな国のクラスメートとも、毎日できるだけ日本語で話すようにしています。
Question 5. What is the most enjoyable aspect of learning Japanese?
日本語の勉強をしていて一番楽しいのは自分の、国以外の友達とコミュニケーションが取れることです。日本語の練習もできるし、異文化を知ることもできます。
Question 6. What do you think was the best thing about learning Japanese?
人生が豊かになっていると感じられることです。日本語を勉強することで日本に留学できて今まで知らなかった世界を知ることができました。日本とベトナムは違う点がたくさんあります。そのため日本に来て、その違いにショックを受けました。例えば電車に乗るときに日本人は、きちんと列を作って、並びます。小学生でも自分で自分のことをします。学校に行く準備や部屋の掃除などです。ベトナムではそれがあまりありません。日本語を勉強して異文化を知ることができました。
Question 7. Please give a message to those who are about to start learning Japanese.
日本と日本語が好きなら簡単に諦めないでください。 日本語の勉強では新しい単語がどんどん出てくるし、時には人に比べて落ち込むこともあるかもしれません。でも昨日の自分より今日の自分が進歩できていると信じてみんな頑張ってください。
Let's all learn Japanese and live life in our own unique way.
Thank you for watching the life orientation videos. For those who would like more detailed information or encounter difficulties in their daily life, please visit the following resources: the Life and Employment Guidebook and the Foreign Residents Life Support Portal site. The Life and Employment Guidebook contains essential information including Japanese, written in 16 languages to assist foreign residents in Japan in living safely, securely, and being able to work. It is designed for easy understanding with the use of diagrams and illustrations, so please take a look. It also provides information about simple Japanese language. You can access the Life and Employment Guidebook through this URL: https://www.moj.go.jp/isa/guidebook_all.html. The Foreign Residents Life Support Portal site is a website that informs you about what is necessary and important for living in Japan with peace of mind. You can find notices from the government written in various languages. You can access the Foreign Residents Life Support Portal site through this URL: www.moj.go.jp/isa/support/portal/index.html. Be sure to check it regularly. In this video, we have explained general rules and customs regarding life in Japan. When you start living in Japan, you might feel bewildered by the differences from your home country's rules and customs. However, the desire to live harmoniously with fellow residents is shared by everyone, including Japanese people. Japan welcomes all of you. We hope your life in Japan will be rich and fulfilling.